This thing is as big as my...
This is my good friend and co-builder, Harmon, the proud owner of a 2014 Ram 3500, otherwise known to us as the tow rig. Over the last 5 years, this truck has been pulling sleds, trailers, SEMA cars, and everything else you can think of all over the country, a true, proper American workhorse. And today, with some help from our friends at K&N, we're going to be giving this truck a much-needed upgrade to make sure it stays healthy and on the road for years to come.
Before we go any further, this video would not be possible without the partnership of K&N. This is not a paid advertisement for K&N, but we've got the products here. We're going to put them on the truck and give you guys our honest opinion of how these work, how the install goes, and all of that. If you guys like this content and want to see more stuff like this, make sure to subscribe to the page, like, comment, tell us what you want to see. It really helps us out. We're working out of a garage right now. But with that, let's jump back to the video.
We want to find out what the K&N air filter kit can really do for this rig. So just like in any install, we have a few steps that we're going to go through before the install is complete. Let's break it down. First, we need to get a baseline of how the truck performs as it sits today. This means testing fuel efficiency, driving experience and feel, and of course, doing a few pulls up a hill with some toys on the back. Then, we'll get the truck back home, clean it up, and get ready to install the new components from K&N. We have three main components on this install: the air filter housing, the filter itself, and a massive intake tube that should divert all of the air into our turbo. Once we have everything installed, it's back out to the streets where we'll put this thing through its paces and see if we can notice any differences. Then, finally, it's back to the garage to sit down and go over how the whole thing went. So that's the plan, and make sure you watch to the end to find out if we think you should pick this up for your truck.
All right, we're outside, and I've got Chad with me. We're gonna jump in the Raptor so that we can film some stuff from the bed. Heading over to Emmett to meet up with Harmon, get to the Ram, and then between there and coming back here to work on it, we should be able to get some good footage on the road. So we're gonna jump in the Raptor, go over there with the cameras, get ready to go. Raptor's ready to go, let's boogie.
And we are going. All right, so we are in Harmon's truck right now. Just stopped at his place in Emmett. We're gonna go back up over the hill to my house in Eagle. But as we are heading over there, Harmon, you're gonna tell us a little bit about this truck, how long you've had it, what you do with it. Just give me the rundown of this thing.
Yeah, so I've had this truck, I believe 4 years now, I want to say. I pretty much daily drive this truck. It's my tow rig. It does pretty much everything I need it to, and yeah, I use it literally on a daily basis. I've towed trailers to SEMA, from 40-foot goosenecks to 25-foot enclosed trailers. Yeah, the race trailer that we just got. Towed that this year to SEMA. So,
and how many times have you taken this both to Havasu and like to Vegas? Like a ton, right?
Oh, countless times. Probably over 35 times this thing's gone back and forth from Havasu, Idaho to Havasu and Vegas. Yeah. So currently we have 235,000 miles on it. I bought this truck back at 140,000 miles.
So significant.
So 4 years and I don't even know, almost 100,000 miles.
Other than that, let's talk about what you've already done to this thing. Because I know you've done some performance upgrades.
So currently this truck does have a slightly larger turbo and manifold on it, as well as an intake horn, both from speeding.
So with the stuff that we're going to be putting in the truck today, we can expect to see a little bit of a horsepower bump, a little bit of a torque bump. We should be able to feel it, especially as we're going on pulls up the hill. We've got two sleds on the back plus the sled deck. So how much do you think that adds weight-wise just to the back of the truck right now?
Probably
just with
a little
the truck
bit more.
Unloaded.
Yep. Yeah.
Call it 1250.
Yeah. There's maybe another 1,200 pounds worth of gear and things, and just that in the back of the truck.
We're at the base of the hill right now that runs between Emmett and Eagle. It's right there. So we're gonna jump. I'm gonna jump out of the truck, jump into the Raptor with Chad, so that we can get some footage of this thing climbing the hill, Again, this is the baseline test. Then we're going to jump back in here and see what our fuel efficiency is going up the hill, how it's performing, running, and then we'll go put the new parts on and do this all again for you guys. So that is exactly what we did. I hopped into the Raptor and we took off up the hill. The hill we are climbing is affectionately called Freeze Out Hill. Earning its name all the way back in the 1920s when winter came around, residents of the town still operating wagons struggled to climb or descend the hill because of the steep grade and the dangerous icy conditions of Freeze Out Hill, essentially landlocking or freezing out residents from reaching the greater valley. That was a bit of a history lesson, but now let's talk about how this Ram did on its first hill climb.
Probably close to 9 to 10 miles to the gallon going up the hill right now.
On the climb, we were getting about 9 to 10 miles per gallon, and Harmon noted that the temperatures for both the engine and the transmission were in their regular range. And with the extra 1,200 pounds on the back, the turbo was staying spooled and high in the boost range to keep all of that weight moving up the hill.
The time going up a hill, loaded wise, you definitely feel it bogged down. You feel the truck kind of kick down a few gears and go way up in the RPMs to try to keep up that speed and the RPMs and the actual transmission and whatnot. It does already have an aftermarket filter from K&N in it, so it does perform better, but probably not as good as what an aftermarket actual intake would.
Yeah. So with the truck and us over the hill, it was time for us to get to the house and find out if this intake really does make a difference. All right, so we're over the hill and back at the house now. Harmon's got the truck in the driveway. We pulled the pressure washer out because we're going to rinse it off, make sure that we aren't getting a bunch of his dirty, gross diesel engine all over our hands. Once we have this clean, we'll pull the stuff out of that box and get into installing these new K&N parts on the tow rig.
Fucking back pain.
As per Harmon standard, at this point, it's as clean as it's gonna get. So now we're gonna pull it into the garage bay as far as it can go with the sleds on the back.
We don't have designated shopping. It's gonna be a wonderful clip.
That was.
All right, guys. So, main air intake box, and then obviously main intake tube, and then
this big boy.
The best part of all of this, and my personal favorite, we can get it out of the bag, of course. It's this massive air filter. Look at this thing.
Show me the front.
If we can get it the right way.
Yeah.
This thing is as big as my head. This thing's massive, guys.
It's not the size of the one that we're running on any of the other cars here, but for a big truck like this, it's necessary. Probably important.
There we go, guys. Oh, of course. Touch the gloves on. Or the stickers. It's wonderful.
Hello there. So because this is a new product, we're going to be smart for once and just follow this lovely printout with the instructions step by step of what we're supposed to do to install it. We'll walk you guys through that as we're going. We're going to kick off the install right now, starting with step 1. To kick this whole process off, we started by laying out all of the essential tools as well as the K&N components on one of our rolling shop tables. Even though we were filming this project, following the instructions that came in the box allowed us to get this whole install done in less than an hour. To start, we loosen the hose clamp that holds down the factory intake and unplug the factory air sensor. It comes back into play later. From there, 3 bolts secure the air filter housing to the lid, so we went ahead and removed those. Then, we removed the bolt that holds the lower air filter to the core support, allowing us to move on to step 4.
We can get this thing out.
When was the last time you think you changed it?
Oh, I don't even want to know. Do we want to check the backside
Oh
of that
boy.
thing?
That's it.
Oh
That's-
boy.
Yeah, okay, so out with that.
Yeah.
We lifted the lower air filter housing up to reach the diverter door plug and disconnected it to remove the lower air filter housing.
There you go.
And
There it is.
plug is on. That side.
Sweet. Look at all that space.
So nice to this part.
Yes.
'Cause we need that later. That'll come into play later.
For step 5, we disconnected the hose clamp that holds the factory intake tube silencer to the turbo inlet elbow and removed the intake tube.
A little bit of moisture.
Full of water.
There are 4 bolts that hold the diverter door and servo motor onto the lower air filter housing, so we took those off and removed the motor from the old box.
So this is one of the wicked things about the K&N kit. OE hardware, taking it off, and we're going to put it onto the new box. But we literally can just remove parts of what was in the RAM, and K&N is so good at what they do. We can just take this, push it onto the new components, and put it all back in. So the sensors and everything electrical just plugs and plays directly into the new system. Choose your weapon.
That's a wonderful question. Not sure if this will even.
So in here, you're pressing the door off of the servo motor. Possibly.
Oh, it's coming. It's just taking a little bit of convincing. Yeah, I spoke too soon. We may battle this and break something, but we're gonna try our best not to. There we go.
What? Did you spill? Does it still
Maybe.
work?
Maybe.
Does it still work?
Slightly.
My laptop dies, the script for this video is gone, and the rest of this video is going to be terrible. So, oh, yeah, it's dirty. Oops. Anyway, airbox.
With the motor off, we relocated it onto the new K&N filter housing, taking advantage of the included hardware and adapter plate. Next up, we installed the included mounting studs onto the new filter housing.
Yeah, no, but which freaking bolts go into that?
Next up, Harmon realized he should probably actually look at the parts list for the install.
Am I supposed to put a lock washer on there too? Q. Split lock. I was.
Q and G. B. Wow. Mounting stud. Mounting stud. Anyway.
Very
Now for
professional.
sensors. We removed the mass airflow and intake air temp sensors to relocate those onto the new box. And installed the sensors onto the K&N intake tube using
Right.
provided hardware and gaskets, ensuring the orientation of each was
Wow.
correct.
We need the adapter plate now. This is K&N supplied adapter plate for your mass airflow sensor with a lovely gasket.
Nice. So that go in that hole with that under that hole, and that go into that. Just like that.
Just like that.
Wow.
So one of the beauties of this being his car and not mine is that I get to make him do this. And I get to just kind of moral support him and film, but mostly just moral support
I
because
can hear you.
You're doing great. Cool. Wicked. Wicked. So the instructions say the next step is to put these on here, but we got really excited and we put them on prematurely, which is okay.
We had to swap them.
Yeah. So now that goes in that. That.
With every essential component now on the new K&N system, we assembled all 3 pieces together on the table to ensure everything fit.
Something to remember as well, the air filter is actually the sealing gasket for this surface. So this is a tight fit, but it is worth it because it's going to keep all that extra junk air out of the air box and just keep it to the front stuff. So,
Which brought us to our final steps of the install, where we drop the new K&N system back into the engine bay.
so unbelievably slick. All right, guys, we've got this thing together after numerous attempts because this is very slick right now. But we're gonna go ahead and get this thing into the truck now, as it is actually all assembled. So we have both of our mass airflow sensor and our intake air temp sensor in, the actual filter itself installed in, we have our mounting tabs in, and the factory RAM active air system in as well. So we're all good to go. We're gonna go and throw it in now. All right. Let's see here. Do not forget to plug in your actual servo for the factory RAM active air system, because I almost just did, and that would have been a pain once it was already in.
Light.
Yeah, big check engine light issues would occur. So, we go ahead.
That pretty much drops right back in the same location. So we gotta get a few things around it, but
Other than that,
that's going down.
goes in pretty well.
Oh, that's wicked.
We'll go ahead,
Get it the
this
rest of
thing
the way down.
actually, situated in there.
After reattaching the harness for the mass and intake air temp sensors, we went through and tightened everything up and stepped back to check out this Cummins new hardware. With us filming and making sure we were doing everything right, this entire install only took an hour?
Probably less.
Like
to
basically
be
an
safe,
hour.
about an hour.
But we've got all of the hardware back on. We've got the box sitting in the engine bay, which I'll show you guys right now. But installed, looks way cooler. We're gonna fire this thing back up, and then tomorrow we're gonna go do that same benchmark text rolling up the hill again. It's nighttime now, so can't really film it, so we'll go out tomorrow, test this thing out properly, but that's the end of the install. So bright and early the next morning, that's exactly what we did.
Must tweak mustache for video. He's gonna see this later and love it.
Going.
Oh! Got my Red Bull. Red Bull has been acquired.
All right, let's boogie.
Alright, let's do this thing.
Okay, so we have done the install on this point with the new air filter on the truck, and you went home last night, and then we're back out here this morning. So you've had a little bit of time to experience the truck with the new air filter. Sorry. What's the biggest thing you noticed difference-wise?
So purely, I mean, even just in the short drive home that I have, the biggest thing, honestly, is complete throttle response. I mean, the turbo spool, everything about just how it reacts is substantially different in the fact of going from a stock airbox to an aftermarket airbox, especially. It feels like there's just that much more air right there whenever you need it.
There's more on-demand
Yeah.
response when you're on the pedal. The thing I noticed the most when we were driving it a little bit last night when we got done is the sound.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the mic up on the dash and see if we can pick up the airbox noises.
Oh, yeah. That was a
There
pretty
it
decent
was.
one. Yeah,
I really hope that came through. We've got 2 more lights until we're back towards the house. We're gonna jump back into the garage, show you some of the after stuff now that we have a little bit of daylight. Then we're gonna sit down and talk about the whole install process, and then we'll be done with this video. So we'll touch back in base with you guys when we get to the garage.
Wicked. All right, we're rolling. So the running theory is at the end of videos when we're doing installs on parts now, we're gonna sit down on our new garage couch, which is right here. And the goal of this last segment is just to talk about the install and what we thought of it, how easy it was, and maybe we decided to rate these. I don't know, it's the first time we're doing this, but how easy it was to install it, the effectiveness of the part that we installed. So in the case of like the air filter right now, if we think it actually improved the performance of the engine, and any closing thoughts or notes that we have before we wrap up the video. And this is how we'll end things out. So welcome to the couch cast, I guess.
Pretty much, yeah.
And it's off at a weird angle right now because the Falcon is pushed pretty far back in the garage, so we're shooting over the hood, which is why it's at this weird angle. So to recap, we just put an air intake system from K&N on your 2014 Ram 3500. The whole install took us an hour?
Yeah, say
maybe?
without filming added in, probably just under an hour.
Yeah.
Right about there.
So the install in itself definitely was straightforward and easy. They had all the hardware included with the kit and the instructions. I mean, it literally was like a single page front and back.
Yeah.
15-ish steps.
Yeah.
All in all.
Yeah. It was actually super short. I mean, the lack of actual steps that it took to install that was mind-blowing.
Yeah.
It was actually one of the easiest installs I think I've ever done.
Yeah. And
honestly.
Context, he's a certified Volkswagen mechanic, so when he's not here hanging out with me and doing car stuff, he's at work doing car stuff and working on other people's cars all the time. So this guy knows about doing installs and removing and putting stuff on cars all day long, and this install and this part was pretty simple from K&N.
Yeah, this is something, I mean, I think genuinely anybody could probably do in their garage. Like, minimal tools. There was what? I think 6
like a
total
screwdriver
tools.
and an Allen wrench.
Yeah, say it was a couple Allens and then 13 mil. And
okay, so for first time's sake, what do we say we rate the installation from like 0 to 5, with 0 being hard as hell and 5 being anyone could do it? This sits at a 5.
I mean, this is, yeah, I mean, this is probably the easiest it could probably get.
You could get a toolkit from Walmart and install this
and
on
be
your
perfectly fine on this. I
So,
mean, it was so
ease of use,
straightforward.
5 out of 5 points.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Next thing I want to talk about is the actual performance boost and what we saw in the truck before and after, and if we think it improved. And if we think it like drastically improved, again, let's do 5. And if we think nothing changed, 0. So.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, from an actual performance standpoint, that truck has already had a few mods done to it, considering it's, you know, been obviously driven 235,000 miles. Like, the truck's seen the road. But I had kept the airbox stock, and so being that I moved to this now, I mean, the amount of airflow increase into the truck was drastic. I mean, you can absolutely tell
and you can definitely hear it.
Oh, yeah, you can hear it. Like, by far, the turbo noise itself was drastically different. The most notable was the intake air temps. I mean, dropped by probably 15 degrees, if I'm being completely honest.
just from my drive home last night and today when we were out there doing some testing. I mean, drastic difference in intake air temps. It was phenomenal.
So performance boost, if I was, because I mean, this isn't promising like 100 more horse. The dyno graph shows about 20 horsepower increase. You know, I think it was like 30 foot-pounds of torque.
Yeah.
Something in there.
Yeah.
So I give it like a 4 out of 5 because it was a noticeable difference in increase in power. And with as simple of an installation as this is, again, it's a no-brainer to bump a little bit of horsepower, get that extra airflow going into the turbo on this big engine. Yeah. I give it 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I think that's a completely fair, you know, rating for especially our first install as well. I mean, first modification for something so simple.
And we'll know more when we start pulling our cross-country trips with the trailer, and
absolutely.
Then we'll really be. And when we do that, we'll put up something on socials or whatnot, update you guys on how this is performing with the truck because we're going to go out and use it a bunch more. And then last bit, closing thoughts, other stuff.
I mean, overall, ease of install. And the amount of power increase and the benefits that you gain from it, I mean, safe to say for our first install, I think this is probably a 4 out of 5 total. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't think we could quite give it the 5 out of 5 yet. I think we got to be a little bit more conservative on our ratings.
We can't give a perfect score on the first thing that we do on our couch talk. Couch cast. The end of the video is a couch cast.
Couch cast? Are we doing couch cast?
So I think our final review part of this is, should you buy this for your car? I think that's something we could do with every part that we're installing on any vehicle. Yeah. Should you buy this on your car? Yes or no? I vote yes.
I absolutely vote yes. Yeah, 100%. So recommend this to everybody.
So that marks the end of this video at this point. K&N, thank you guys for sending out the product. We have a bunch more stuff that we're going to be doing with K&N on multiple other vehicles in the corral at this house here. If you guys like the content, like the video, make sure to subscribe, drop a like, comment below what you want to see more of, whether it's more of the truck, you want to see us doing some stuff to the other cars. We have another video with K&N that's going to be coming out pretty soon that we're going to bring someone else in on. I'll give you a hint, 37s, green, and it's owned by someone in my family. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. So you're saying you prefer it tight?
Is there a parts list here?
So, let's talk about marriage. I mean, we are going to a marriage night with your parents. That I didn't get invited to.
You're not married.
You just started an ASMR channel.
Yes. Yeah. Bro, we barely have an established channel to begin with. We're not building an ASMR channel. Maybe you can. We're almost to the house. I'm stopping the recording now.